so I'm not going to answer it.
Well, have you looked into it?
I'm not going to go into the if types of questions.
Well, that's giving you a big responsibility by looking into
Who brought
it.
forth to the board the 20,000 that was,
Pardon?
who brought forth to the board to okay the 20,000?
Well, yeah, the budget was presented to us as a draft budget, and it was one of many line items in there. Somebody read part of the way through the budget and saw $20,000 and said, just as you did, hey, there's $20,000 of town money going to Cops for Kids.
Who made the decision to make a line item?
We all had the budget about the same time. I happened to read all the way through it. You can, I think I've got my original here. Of course, it was amended. But you can see my handwritten notes. I put a question, Cops for Kids.
Yeah.
Budget, where is this? But instead of asking my question right away, do you care to listen or do you want to talk?
Well, the question was, who put it in the budget? Who put it in the budget?
Well, I'll get to what I think happened, but instead of stopping at that first, I went all the way to the budget. And so you can see another notation in it back there, some Cops for Kids, go to page whatever, I'll link them together. Very common thing in the budget. It had not been as an explicit line item in the budget before. I don't know whether that was because the software change to something that allowed us to be more detailed and more explicit allowed it, or we just hadn't put it in because of the progress of the budget. We've used different software packages. The departmental sheet, which is on the website, I'm not talking about anything that hasn't been on the website for months.
Including the Cops for Kids page.
Yes.
Right.
You can look at it right here if you like.
That deposit slips on the web, the World Wide Web too.
Deposit slip is not on there.
It's on the web?
Cops for Kids page is a part of the departmental strategy for the police department in the town of Mooresville. It's in this book.
As it's written, it was not the function that they actually fulfilled. Now, Beth's question was very simple, and that was who? Who
Well,
put that line item
the
in?
way things come up is the department in February or in January begin developing their budget. We go on a budget retreat in February. It's usually out of town. In fact, every year I think it's been out of town 11 now. And we go through the departmental requests, and that's kind of like Christmas. Is they're asking for everything in the world that they want and explaining it. So it shows up there first, probably. It then has to be vetted by administrative staff, which would be the director of finance and administration, and then ultimately by the town manager as to whether it gets in or not. This would have been, because it's an offset, 20 in, 20 out, it's not a burden on the tax return. So it goes in with, I suspect, the intent, which is to get the town handling the ins and outs and doing the accounting for it. Cops for Kids is what, 15 years old? And when it started out, it was probably very small, and then it started getting really big. You keep the record.
But isn't the problem that we don't know how small or big it was because there are never any accurate records kept?
Well, I think all the money, what I read is it went through one bank.
But we don't know that that's all the money that came in.
You don't not know either.
That's the whole problem, is that you need a system of accountability. I think even the numbers man would
Well,
know
and
that you need
that-
systems in place to make sure you have
And
all your dollars and cents
The 2009
tracked.
budget was an attempt to put it in. I suspect.
But who's
that had
accountable
it
for the last
never-
10 years?
Pardon?
Who's accountable for the last 10 years? And what else
Chief
don't we
Cronin
know?
would be the one handling the bank account.
And what about his supervisor for not supervising him in the management of that account?
Well, Chief Cronin, it's a separate corporation. You're speaking as if it's an account of the town of Mooresville.
Operated out of the office
police
of the
officer.
chief of police,
It's a separate outside
With-
organization.
using the full authority of the police department to go to businesses in the community
Town website.
and individuals and ask them to donate money to the organization.
Like Sparky the Fire Dog and all the other stuff.
Right, Sparky the fire dog.
Muscular dystrophy, the firemen go out, I suspect. I
Yeah, but
don't
you know
but
where
I
the money's
suspect they're on
going, though.
Fire time, and they raise boots for, and you raise how much money?
And how much of that money do they use to bring kids on trips to Las Vegas?
I don't think any of it. I don't think
Well,
any of
they
it.
have a budgeted line item for their Fire Explorer package,
I
but I don't know.
think what is most troubling about the stance you're taking here is that you seem absolutely hell-bent on denying that there's even the possibility that something improper was done.
Very good job again. I didn't say I am, I'm not. I'm saying one thing, and what am I saying? Oh, that's nothing. I'm gonna let the investigation play its way out.
Well, the chief's been fired. Does that not have any gravitas with you?
You and your cohorts should be protecting the town, not the individuals, not your thoughts on it. You should be, when something comes up, you should be checking it out right away. You shouldn't be sitting around waiting for somebody from outside to come in, or go and hiring a consultant to come in and do an audit.
Well, if Erskine was doing his job, I mean, none of this would have happened.
Right.
I mean, I'd like to make that kind of money and not do nothing all day.
Are you gonna have an assistant town manager position after you bring in this, Mr. Huesman, or are you gonna do the prudent thing and eliminate the position?
Well, the budget is set for '09. If Mr. Huesman wants to recommend a change in the structure of the budget, he is welcome to do so.
You can do that in the next 5 days, though.
No, I could, yes.
Well,
Anybody can. You may come and do it.
The
What are
board
your
can.
thoughts?
You see you Monday night.
What do you think should be done about the assistant town manager now that you've hired a purportedly
The
competent
position
town
of
manager?
assistant town manager,
The
not the
position.
person who holds
Not
the
the
job.
person, the position.
Whatever the town manager decides, because the assistant town manager is not someone that I deal with as a position. I may have a.
But you have
But they
department
work
heads who
for
come in and
you.
say,
The town
they-
managers
I mean,
work
you
for
have to
commissioners.
authorize
I
pay
don't
for
understand.
positions.
I'm sorry, but I'm limited by the town charter and North
No,
Carolina law.
Mr. Rader, Mr. Rader,
We
the
have
town board,
evaluated.
the town board authorizes and creates positions within all the departments. If the town board decides tomorrow, the town only wants to have 15 police officers, and you all get 4 votes for that, then the town is gonna have 15 police officers. You cannot hide behind personnel. This is a policy question, and the question is, do you support retaining the position of assistant town manager, yes or no?
And the answer is the one I gave earlier.
And that is what?
It's not my job. It is
What is your
the
job?
town manager.
What is your job?
Town manager, the personnel area, that's what I said.
And to go right into the cops and go get morale boosters. That's your job.
Assistant town
Oh,
manager.
I do a lot more than that. I think you're probably aware of that. As
No,
far as
no, no,
personnel goes, my job is town manager.
What
So
does that
how
entail?
do I file a complaint with the board regarding the work of the town manager? What is the process that I would do specifically?
Oh, I'd probably go on the website.
Not probably,
Oh my God.
specifically. What do
That
I
website
do?
is useless.
Who do I go to? You folks are the ones that control him. Who do I go to?
To file what?
A complaint asking for his removal.
Well,
Not done that.
it's up to you.